That's when I communicate with God. You know how it is here talking to God, but you're already always asking for one thing or the other. But I've learned not to ask. I've learned to just sit down quietly and say, you know what? Yesterday I was at a conference online. As I was traveling all about, I had a conference, I was online. And they asked, what are the things that you're going to do more now? And I said the word meditation. I didn't know why, but it's today I know why. Because that meditation has given me the food for what I'm going to be talking about with you today. So ladies and gentlemen, I would have done slides if I had done it proper, but maybe this is what I'll say. So the point is, what I have titled this is, you are what? No, delivering excellence on all fronts. Delivering excellence on all fronts. Because 48 or 50 of you today are graduating as leaders in the business environment. But you remain female. And the female has its own peculiarities regardless, right? 16,000 women have so far been empowered, but only about 2,000 of them have come as far as you've come by the Leading Ladies Business Institute. And guess what? I asked to, and I tried to find out. Nobody in this room paid more than 120,000 naira. True or false? Wow. Please give LLBI a round of applause. If it's going by the kind of alumni that I see in someone, like, if you don't mind, can I stand on this? Okay, I wasn't sure whether that's the pastor's place, so I won't go and desecrate it. I want to be able to read, because so now, while I said don't wing it, I chose not to wing it and did a bit of research. Fine, the founder is a pastor, a woman of God. She's a businesswoman. She could decide to give all of you freebies, which she does, by the way. But she chose, instead of giving you fish, what did she do? Teach you how to fish. Because you will teach others how to fish. That statement that when you teach a woman, when anything you give a woman, she multiplies. It's biology. Even God, when he created woman, knew that. He put womb in her. Adam saw her and said, womb, man. Is that womb that's our oven? Is that womb that life is baked and delivered? Is that womb that is so sacred that if you put the right thing in there, it will develop? So, don't mind. Once in a while, my phone will shut down. I'm not used to these technology things. So I want you to remember one thing, and please write it down. You are what you believe. You are what you believe. And what you believe is a function of what you are exposed to, the experience that you have, right? And the faith that you profess in that experience. If it is Babalawo experience you have, if you believe in it, it will work for you. To carry you to a certain level. It's how far to carry you. Whatever it is you believe in, whether it's in yourself. But my Bible teaches me that God created me and did what? He breathed. He gave me breath. His breath is in me. And therefore, I can do anything, all things, all the time through him. When I realize that it's him that is doing it, then, hey, I'm not saint. If you don't walk, now 2 of us, they go laugh. That was one of the things I told myself when I was having my plenty babies, because my own was covenant. I said, God, hey, bless this person so you bless him. He was blessing me, blessing. I said, God, which kind of thing be this? Celebrity where they born plenty children. Then God said, I said, people will laugh. And he said, if they laugh me, if they laugh you, not me, they laugh now. I mean, so when you know who's behind you, what you're doing doesn't really matter, except it matters to the person behind you. So, I said, you are what you believe, but what you believe is not enough. Guess what? The important factor is what you do. What you believe is one thing, which is a function of your experience, your faith, and your exposure, what you're exposed to. Because I'm a Christian, because I was born into a Christian family. If I was in Afghanistan, the chances of being Christian would have been minimal, Abi. It's my exposure. It works for me. It's my faith. It makes me grow. It promised me something that I work towards getting. But it doesn't in any way say somebody else in a different circumstance may not feel differently. But my experience has remained that way because it works for me. And my faith is what drives me. But what makes me do is the promise of what will happen at the end of doing, right? So doing is also very important, which is action, which is movement, which could be forward or backward. When movement is backward, we call it failure. But guess what? Failure is what? Who knows what failure is? It's feedback. And feedback means it's one more way not to do it. So when I see it, I say, okay, this doesn't work. Okay, I go try another side. Because failure is terrible if you fall and you say, who knows what happens to children? When they fall, what do they do? And do you know why they will start, they will be laughing. If an adult falls, what does he do? He will look left, look right. What is he looking for? Who saw me? Who saw me? I mean, so we are so concerned about what people think that it stops us. Look, I'm not saying you won't feel like that. What I'm saying is, if you feel like that and you experience it, go with the flow. Discard it and say, I have learned, and move on. So, feedback is failure. So you have what you believe, your experience, your exposure, and your faith. And then you have what you do, the action that you take, the movement that comes, whether it's back and forth, and you realize that failure is feedback. So 3 things that I want to speak around. One of them, the first thing is identity. The second thing is don't wing it. And the third thing is the physiology of excellence, which is an NLP word. Don't mind all this big language that I recently completed my NLP programs and my head is just, and I didn't pay 120 like you people do. They're giving it for you for free here. Don't wing it. You know when you say you wing it, go just manage it. You know, my friend calls it MLIT. I want somebody to guess what MLIT means. MLIT, the syndrome of MLIT. Manage it like that. That's Nigeria. Hey, madam, manage it like that. You know, because of a problem. Anyway, so identity is about who am I? Ejo, Biko, Laho. Please write it down. Who am I? There's a difference between who you are and what you are. I am Adesuwa, the daughter of God. Who has God? You know, they say, I have a very big God. He's always, my own is surrounding, not by my side, all around, but above me, below me. So that when I fall, he's catching me. And you know, do you know how a prince or princess walks, like in Papa Day in back? Sorry, I keep swinging between pigeon and, you know. That's just how we roll. That's just how we roll, right? You know. And so, because I know who I am. And I am the sun. I bring light because I am a child of light. And therefore, fun follows me around. Joy follows me around. But more than that, wealth follows me around. Abundance follows me around. Because it all belongs to my Creator. I forget sometimes though. And I start to worry. And I start to flounder. So I created affirmations for myself. I've learned some too. I tell myself in the morning, I am W-A-J. Who knows what that is? W-A-J. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. If I go with that, it means that even if A has more than me in the eye, the Father that knows what I'm about, say everything belongs to him, he will give me my own in my time. If I do what is right. And therefore, when envy comes, I embrace envy and learn, okay, what is that girl has? Or that boy for that matter, that I don't have, that I want to have. And I'll acquire that knowledge. Which brings me, and the message of identity, because there's a what. Now, what am I? I am the daughter of Chief A.E. Osunde. He's late now. That's what I am. Because, he's late now. Am I still his daughter? I am the wife of Ikechukwu Onyenukwe. That's what I am. I am the publisher of Today's Woman. That's what I am. I am because I may not always be. You see, I used to present one-on-one, Today's Woman. In fact, Today's Woman was the first thing I ever did, right? Because I'd worked and I said, okay, what would I do to give back? And I said, let's give women that window. And I went there. So the what can change. We find ourselves defining ourselves by the what. I am the chief executive of. No, that's not who you are. That's what you are. You are not Mrs. So-so-and-so. That's not who you are. That's what you are. Because you may be Mrs. today and you'll not be Mrs. tomorrow. But you are Adesua today. Adesua tomorrow. Adesua forever. Till eternity. Because God, they've named you, is who you are. So when you see me, you're thinking passion, you're thinking sunshine, you're thinking fun, you're thinking energy, you're thinking empowering women. That's who I am. That's what I carry. That's what I carry. And that's what I deliver everywhere I go. So please know who and not your what, your identity. The second thing is, well, as you are knowing your who, you know one thing that works for me, which is what we should try to share? I was thinking this morning, and I have a little prayer card. I don't know who wrote it. That my mom, I found it in her drawer after she had passed. No name, but I made a prayer card out of it, which is the little card that has it. And it says something about, I didn't write the whole thing down, but it says something about prayer. Why do we pray? Because you said, I woke up this morning, I wanted to smell the roses, see the sunshine. Right? And then I went to God, and God says, did you ask? He said, but I didn't see it. He said, but did you ask? And I said, oh, you were looking for God in the presence of God. You are trying all the locks. And he says, did you knock? You're trying to try lock. I'm going to try this one. All he says is, knock. That's what we do with prayer. We tell him, I want to smell the coffee. I want to feel the sun. I want to thank you for the breath that you've given me. So everywhere you go, you're going to be seeing beauty. Because you've asked him for beauty. Exactly. So, but you have to knock first. Who is there? It's me, oh daddy. Have come again. I don't even know what to say today. Say, okay, just sit down and be quiet. So today I was telling him, I don't know what I'm going to say. But don't wing it. Kept on coming to my mind. Don't wing it. And I realized I was trying to wing it yesterday. Wing it works. I will just speak. So I sat down for another 10 minutes and articulated my thoughts, read those emails, and wrote down what I'm sharing with you today. So I'm not winging it. Winging it works. Sometimes you're called to speak extempore. You just get up and you speak, right? It happens. And it's good to be prepared. After all, I teach communication, right? It's good to be prepared to do those 1-minute speeches that could come to you any time. But you see, you can only wing it if you have lived it. Because if they wake you up in the morning, what you know. So I always tell, what is it that you know for a fact that when they wake you, you could just vomit them, right? That's why, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you do, whatever you want, the thing to do is to learn. And you have done that. You've gotten the experience from teachers who have taught you what it would take. I hear, what's the first thing that you do? Finding gold? Find your gold. And the second thing is? Business, and then after that, leadership, right? So don't wing it. So you are learning. It works sometimes when you wing it, but I use it, but I believe that even though it will move you, not fun. The third thing is the physiology of excellence. What does excellence look like? The excellence in your field. What does it look like? Go and learn. How does the person do it? What does the person do? Model that person. Learn the processes, right? So in physiology of excellence, I want you to take 3 things. The process, that's PPR. The practice and the result. Process, practice will always yield result. Is who you copy that you look like. It's who you model that you look like. So, but as you're modeling someone, you've got to first learn the process. A lot of processes have been shared with you. How are you going to own it? To own it, you've got to live it. And to live it, you've got to practice it, right? And it's something I use across all spheres of my life. Whether it's my family, I try to live what I teach. Whether it's my job or in my spiritual life. Finally, I want to repeat again. You are what you believe and do. So it's not enough to believe. It's important that you do. So we are both body, mind, and that spirit is our soul. So what are the goals you're going to set for yourself with body? Me, I was only 17 when I said, I want to wear the same jeans. I just said it. But somehow it sank in my head. And for that reason, I've always been very careful and particular about doing the things that will make me trim. Because I have spoken into the universe that I want to wear the same jeans at age 40. I didn't wear the same jeans, shall. But it just opened me up to living a particular kind of life. That became a goal which I didn't even know. So imagine if you know what goal you have. Set your mind to it. Find out how to do it and live it, right? So, for body, for mind, you are developing your mind. You're learning. What are you doing with the learning? Just learning and keeping it? We are going to practice it. Learn, develop it. And for your spirit, same thing. And but what I must point out here is, all three must work in unison. Because you can't develop body and leave spirit. Because there are different goals. So for spirit, right, you are developing something that will ensure you eternal life. At least for me. For mind, I want my mind to be active till I am till the end. Really. And whenever the end is, whether it's today, tomorrow, next year, 90, 100, I just want to remain active. Doing what I'm doing, pursuing the kingdom that I belong to, here on earth and eternity. So the different goals must work in unison. And I dare say that you must develop that physiology of excellence that delivers always. And that comes from practice. Thank you very much, ladies. Congratulations.